Are you feeling like you just have so much to do? Well, then you're going to want to steal my strategy for delegating. Hello, lovely dynamic woman, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am Diane Rolston, your host, and today I'm going to share my strategy for delegating. I hope you steal it. I hope you use it. And I hope you stop doing everything yourself. So recently on my Instagram stories and my Facebook stories. So if you're not connected to me on Instagram, look up Coach Diane Rolston, DianeRolston. And on Facebook, Life Coach Diane, or just Diane Rolston. And I talked about how we keep doing too much in our businesses. And I say we by I'm kind of speaking for you in the way of high achieving, successful, A-type driven women who have a lot going on and who I want to achieve a lot. We're doing way too much in our businesses. And so what we need to do is get really good at delegating and give ourselves permission to release control and bring someone on to help us out. And so if you didn't know yet, I actually have two main virtual assistants, Christine and Carissa. They're absolutely amazing. I've been working with them for over 3 years. I'm so excited. I get to meet them in September. I'm going to go to the Philippines when I'm over in Bali for the Global Speaker Summit, as well as maybe popping into Japan. So anyway, if you're in any of those places, let me know. And let me know what I should see. I used to live in Japan for 3 years, but I'm going to go just have a kind of a quick visit when I'm there with a friend that I'm traveling with. Okay, anyway, so let's go to the strategy. So let me share first what I see people doing, and then I'm going to share really my 6P process of delegating. I shared that also in my stories recently. And I was getting a lot of DMs about how like people needed to hear it, how it was very timely for them, and that it was very helpful to hear about this. And it's the same, I talk about this with my clients in the Virtual Assistant Made Easy program. Side note, we have 3 spots open right now for people to come on and be matched with one of my virtual assistants. I have a team of 14. So if you're interested in that, send me a message, Diane@DianeRolston.com, and we can have a conversation about that. Doors are closing this Friday. Friday, June, what is it? Let me look on my calendar here. Friday, June 7th at 11:59 p.m. We're going to close it, and that's Pacific. Okay. In the show notes, there will be a link for that if you want to know more, or to just message me. We'll have a one-on-one chat about what you need and if this is a good solution for you. So my strategy for delegating, this is something that's come on for a long time because what I see people doing is kind of being like, okay, what should I delegate? I should delegate my email. I should delegate, maybe they can make some videos for me. I should delegate, I don't know, like go do some research or do some cold calling. And what they do is they throw something at their assistant, at their VA, at a contracted person, whoever it may be. They throw something at them that isn't actually what they need done. And they throw it at them. They don't already have a process or a standard operating procedures, an SOP for it. And so now they're trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to give them something to do, which isn't actually moving them forward in their business. And now they're like, oh, now I have to figure out what to give this person. And now I'm giving this thing. And now I have to figure out how to give it to them. And oh, now they're working on it and I'm trying to like support them, but now I don't have time to do my other stuff because I'm putting so much time and energy into this thing that isn't actually moving me towards my goals. So I want to give you my 6P process of delegating. I'm going to talk through each piece. And this is also something that I often share when I'm doing like a session around hiring a virtual assistant in the program VA Made Easy, Virtual Assistant Made Easy. And so if you're a client of mine, you have access to this as well. So 6P process of delegating. There will be a visual with this. If you are, maybe I can put a link in for an image of it. Yeah, Okay, I want you to imagine though, because a lot of people that are checking this out right now, you're on the podcast. And so I want you to imagine like a circle, like a clock, and these 6 Ps going around clockwise in this circle, because we're going to move from one to another, and then right back to number one again. So if you can imagine that, you can also watch this on YouTube. I'm going to see if I can just quickly pull up that slide. I think I can. And so you're gonna have access to it. And also know that I do post these. So if it's on the podcast, they go out on the Tuesday. If it's on YouTube, it's actually out right away. So you can flip over and watch this on YouTube. And the blog goes out on Thursdays, which has the same content as I have shared in the podcast and on YouTube. So it's just cleaned up with images. And so if that's something that is beneficial to you, then check out the other mediums. Maybe you want to read it afterwards because there was a lot of information and you couldn't catch it all in the podcast or on YouTube. So I'm going to pull up the 6P process. I'm going to show the visual for those of you that are on my YouTube right now. And for podcasts, again, as I said, you can just visualize this. So I'm just going to pull that up. So this is the 6P process of delegating, and it's going to start with pause. Now, if you're starting delegating, then you want to pause in the beginning for sure. If you have already been delegating, you can do this pause anytime you get overwhelmed again, anytime, like every quarter you should do this. Definitely at the start of a new year, and anytime anything has changed or you bring on someone new, right? If you're feeling any of these things or any of this is happening, then you're going to want to hit the pause button. So why do we hit the pause button? Well, because of what we want to do is we want to be able to have that time to just get like a bird's eye view of how things are going, right? We want to be able to not have to kind of be scrambling. We want to pause everything so we can just take that time to be like, is this what I should be doing right now? Right? You want to be thinking about that, right? You want to ask yourself, what is it exactly that I want to be doing right now? What is going right? What is going wrong? And these are some really great questions to answer. Okay, so with the pause, as I said, we're looking at everything. We're seeing what's going on, what's going right, what's going wrong. And then after we pause, we plan. What is it that I exactly want to do in this next quarter? What do I want to achieve? Maybe what your sales goals are, what you want to put out. What do I want to pass off, right? So the first piece is pause in order to just take a breath and to have clarity and time to figure out what the plan is. So in the planning, then you look at like what am I needing to do in order to reach my goals that I actually want to achieve, not just things that you think you have to do. And then from there, you can then start to pass off work. Now, ideally, this is someone on your team, right? So a virtual assistant that is on your team that you're just like, hey, take this and take care of this. And how about this? And you can do this next. Now, the benefit of that is that they already know about your business, about you. So there's less of a learning curve when you already have someone on your team. It's much easier to pass off because you don't have to go find someone to do it. You already have someone there. And so if you don't have someone already, we can have a conversation because I can match you with a virtual assistant that I've already vetted, hired, trained in a lot of things, and who's already working with my CEOs. But once you pass off, the next P is protect. So pause, plan, pass off, protect. Now, what are we protecting? Our time. We just cleared stuff off of our plate by passing it off to someone else. We want to protect our time. We want to make sure we're saying yes to things that are going to move our business forward and no to the things that are wrong for us and wrong for our business. So maybe it's other people's agendas. Maybe it's oh, that's cool, I'm going to now do this goal or this thing. But really, it's taking us away from what we already want to be achieving. It also doesn't mean that you go and organize your closet, right? If you need more clients, you go and do cash flow activities to bring on new clients. If you need to make more sales of your products, then you're putting energy into that. Maybe it's the marketing or the copywriting for it. So you're always going to want to put the energy into the thing that you need, because other people have been able to take on things and take them off your plate. One of my clients, she actually we have these monthly CEO calls, and one of her wins was that she got 3 new clients the previous week. And I said, how'd you do that? And she says, well, because my VA took on this one project, I was able to focus on following up with my leads. Oh my goodness, how amazing. Just follow up with leads. And she got 3 clients. Imagine she'd been doing that earlier. How many more sales could have happened, recurring sales, more clients? There's maybe a lot of people who fell through the cracks because she wasn't on top of it. But now she gets to be, because she is freed up, because she protected her time to focus on the things that mattered most. So we pause, we plan, we pass off, we protect, and we persist is the next one. Number 5 is persist. Now, why do you persist? Because I'll tell you, sometimes when you pass off things, you did not give good enough instructions, and the results you get are not what you were looking for. And you learn from that, but you have to persist by giving them better instructions, or persist by not being like, forget it, I'm going to do it myself. Give the feedback. Look again at your instructions. Make sure that you're doing feedback that is going to continuously help to move your business forward. For example, don't just say, I don't like that, right? Give the feedback of why, what's going on with it, what changes need to be made, so that they not only learn for this task, this project, this thing you're passing off, but they learn in general about how you want things done. So for example, if you said, on this landing page, we always need a hook at the top, a question, something to draw in the person that is looking at this. So now they know every landing page needs a hook. They know that now because you've just taught them that, rather than put a question at the top, right? We know what it's supposed to be, and now they can apply that to every future task. So trust me, it gets easier. It gets so much easier, where your virtual assistant, your person, is going to be able to start thinking about, what does my client want? What are they looking for? That's like been one of the most amazing parts with my team, is watching how they have learned, and how they kind of call me out sometimes. I'm like, what about this? And they're like, hey, remember, we want to do this. And I'm like, right. So that persistence that you'll have will make things run so much smoother. And so speaking of things running smoother, that's number 6. And number 6 is, you get to push on the pedal. Push that pedal. Now, what do I mean by push the pedal? The gas pedal. So when they understand how you want the landing pages to be, and they did a great job, get them to do another. If they've done a bunch of social media posts for you, and you're like, yes, you've got my brand, you've got the aesthetic, I like what you're doing with the quotes, you're learning how to pull them properly, push on the pedal, do that more. You don't have to now throw 10, 100 new tasks at them. Just have them do more of the same. So if they did 5 good posts, have them do 25 posts, 50 posts, 500 posts. Have them continue to do it to build that muscle. So that's my 6 P process of delegating. Oh, it's a mouthful. And then the reason why it goes back to pausing again is because things will get overwhelming again. Now, why? Because you'll bring on new clients, you'll make more sales, you'll have more interest, you'll have more leads, and therefore you need to pass off more. You need to give more of your tasks. And when I have this feeling, I know I have to pass off more things. And the great thing is, because your VA and you have also persisted, they're getting faster, more efficient at their tasks, and we can maximize their time and give them more, right? Because they get better at it, they get faster, they're more knowledgeable, there's less questions. And so we can give them more tasks without having to add more hours a lot of the time. So we get back to that pause and we say, now what's going well? And now what do I need to change? And where am I overwhelmed? And what can I pass off? Right? So we look at the plan again, And then we pass off more, we protect our time, we persist because these are new things. Because maybe the thing that you're passing off is decision-making. And in decision-making, what we need to do is we need to answer questions and talk about, oh, this is a special case, or, and that's where what the latest thing is when I paused the last time with Christine and Carissa was I realized I need to pass off more decision-making, and they're doing an incredible job on this. But we had to persist a bit. And now I'm pushing on the pedal in a lot of cases. One of them just happened today. I said, hey, should we do this? And I got a response. It's like, no, I don't think we should do this for XYZ reason. It was amazing. And I was like, yes, I agree. And so that decision-making is happening. So in this 6P process of delegating, I promise you're going to become more efficient at delegating. You're going to be able to maximize your team's time. You're going to be able to open up more of your own time to be able to then be inspired and to create and to do the things that have you in your zone of genius, your core competencies, in your sweet spot. That resonance, that energy will come up. As I said, there are currently, maybe when you're listening to this, there's less, but as I record this, we have 3 spots for Virtual Assistant Made Easy. There will be a link in the show notes where you can book a call with me. I think that is the best way to do it because we're more of a boutique approach where in the Virtual Assistant Made Easy program, I help you to figure out what to delegate, how to train, how to have your VA create your SOPs, your standard operating procedures for you, because they're going to document your processes. So you don't have to come into the program knowing anything that you want to delegate yet. I've got that covered. We even have a list of 229 tasks that you can delegate, as well as a PDF booklet that has the tasks you can delegate when you're busy, on holidays, or sick. And that's really great in a crunch where you're like, I don't know what to give my VA. It's okay. These are all, so many things in here are the things that I have given to my VAs for the different aspects of my business. So coaching, fee-paid speaking, the women's community, running events, podcasting, the YouTube, my social media, my collaborative books, my own books, my workshops, and the list goes on and on and on. Don't do it alone. Having someone on your team, as my clients have said, has been the best investment in themselves and their business. And it's probably a lot less than you thought it would be, especially less than hiring someone local to work with you or a specialist. We hire general virtual assistants that can do a wide range of tasks, and you don't even have to worry about the hiring process because I take care of that for you. And then I'm in the mix. I support both sides to have a long-lasting relationship. Because ladies, that's what we want, right? We don't want these one-off, one-night stand projects with people. We don't like when people ghost us. We want someone as invested in our business as we are. True or true? Very true. So I hope you'll steal my strategy of the 6P process in delegating, and that you'll start bringing this in every quarter. Spend a couple hours going through this process to figure out what is it that I need to pass off. And a bonus to the Virtual Assistant Made Easy program is that every quarter we have our very own strategic planning session where I ask you these questions. I help you to pause. And then asking you, what do you want to achieve the next quarter? And then planning, what are the goals? And therefore, what can we pass off? So if you want to be part of it, we have our next quarterly session at the end of the month and end of June 2024. So if you want to be in, you'll be invited to that as well. If you have any topics you want me to cover, email me, Diane@DianeRolston.com. Hit subscribe, share with a friend, and I hope to see you over in the Dynamic Women Facebook community. It is free to join. I'm going to be going live there a lot more. It's where I like to share a lot of my kind of inside tips and tricks for having a business and a balanced life. Because if you didn't know, I'm also the mom of 2 kids and living across the country from my family. So there's a lot going on all the time in my world. Until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.